One, boop.
Boop.
Okay.
Were we in sync this time, or were we 98 degrees?
We were a little O-Town this time.
S
So,
Club 7, girl.
oh my gosh.
That was my shit. Never Had a Dream Come True was everything to me.
Stop. Please stop. But also keep going because I love that song.
It's such a good one. It's a banger, even till today. Like, I have no shame pulling up to a red light, blasting some S Club 7.
Oh, yeah.
Or O-Town.
No, I also need you to know that when I was like 13, I was in a cover group, and we did a lot of S Club 7.
Literally find me. I need a YouTube. I need a video or audio file stat.
There might be an audio file out there, but we don't need to look for that today.
Yes, we do. That'll be our closing credit song.
All right. Well, hello everyone. This is Remnant, and I'm joined once again by my very good friend jAsh. Say hello.
Hello.
We are not in Balboa Zoo. As you can tell, jAsh, do you wanna like kind of talk about where we are right now?
This is a collaboration between the two of us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is 100% a collaboration, which is a lot different than Balboa Zoo, which is kind of just like me, and then you're helping.
I'm only a featured artist on Balboa. This is our S Club 7 album together, equal parts.
Yes, I mean, S Club 7 did have its lead singers, but it's okay. We'll leave it there.
We're in sync because I feel like even though Justin Timberlake did have a much better solo career, JC Chazez was not far behind.
Well,
in my opinion.
And JC Chazez did have the better voice and a little bit more talent, if we're going to be honest. So,
and that's that on that.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I think I approached you with this idea that I had because I kind of created something similar to this in Planet Coaster, but I just kind of wanted something that had that feel, that very like SeaWorld Marine Park feel. And I think that me and you both gravitate toward very nostalgic things when it comes to like aesthetics or like even like music and stuff like that. So I definitely knew that I wanted to like get you in on this project.
You sent me the entrance building and I was like, literally stop, give me the part file right now.
Yes. And then, I mean, I can honestly say like this is really, it hasn't been like one of us is doing more than the other. I really do feel like this has been both of us. And we have kind of, piggybacked on each other when it comes to like building and stuff.
No, I totally agree. And it's, we carried over a lot of the theming of the entrance, the main entrance gate. You'll see that kind of repeated a little bit in some areas inside of the park. But I really, really, really love, you nailed this, this vibe of like the ticket buildings.
I think we kind of based a lot of what we were doing like off of this main thing.
I mean that building right there was what really inspired the whole project. So it would be natural for you to kind of see it, that architecture style and theme kind of repeated a little bit, especially in the immediate entrance area. Yeah,
for sure. I guess, okay, so a big thing about this park is like it's not based, I don't think it is not based in the 90s, but it's, they haven't really updated or anything. Is that what we're doing? Is that what we're saying?
I'm down.
Okay.
You're speaking my language, yes.
All right.
It's not quite jank.
No.
It's not old.
No.
But it's not new.
Yeah, it's like
something borrowed, something blue.
Yes. It's definitely like they keep it clean. It's really nice. They'll always put a fresh coat of paint, but it's not like they're undergoing a bunch of, new remodels and stuff like that.
Yeah, no major reno going on here.
Yeah. I would think that the only thing that would be super new would be new things that they're actually putting in.
Yeah. Or I could see this this building being obviously an existing structure, and at some point in time they came and like redid the ticket sign.
Yeah, like the different branding and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, you can
like
even
very minimal changes.
Yeah. I mean, even just like the very intentional on our part with the design, the very intentional clashing color schemes.
Absolutely. Yep. And I remember the first time I saw the ticket sign that you made with the waves on it. I was like swooned.
I was swooned with what I did. I was very surprised that I was able to make something like that.
Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only person that does that, because it's rare, but sometimes I'll do something and I'll look at it and I'll be like, bitch, you did that.
It's like, okay, all right.
Like, you did that.
Yeah. And then it's like, I don't know if this is you too, but like, it'll just be 30 minutes of like me doing this. Just looking at it.
You take like 5 screenshots and you realize they all look the same.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh well, post them all.
Some different lighting. There you go.
Yeah.
This is the side where you get your tickets, and I would assume that in today's modern world you would probably already have your tickets. So, this is where you go, just in case you're old school and you need to get them from the actual park.
If you look to the right, there's also some of the little billboard signs that we made, and I can't wait, and hopefully they integrate something like they did in Planet Coaster, where you can actually put in your own billboards. Because I would love to just spam these with like Coca-Cola ads. And,
oh heck yeah!
Like park maps and stuff like that.
Something that I love about the way that you build is you're able to kind of make these like assets and stuff, along with these, what are they called? Lampposts.
Yes. Those things that emit light.
Yeah. English. And I love that you kind of integrated this color palette that we have going on in the park,
because you see these throughout the park themselves, and I want to be able, even if you're in the very back of the park and you see one of these, I want to kind of tie in all of the colors of the entrance and like the theme and the logo of the zoo, or whatever this is.
Whatever. Yeah, what would this even be qualified as? I mean, like, I guess not an amusement park, because we're not having rides in this one.
Yeah, it's basically SeaWorld without the rides.
Yeah. So a lot of this inspiration is from SeaWorld San Diego. And I noticed that they had a reservations area. I honestly don't understand what that is.
I don't either. I guess this is like if you've maybe like prior to purchasing tickets online, like if you had, well, no,
I don't know.
Did you like call in and like make a reservation?
Maybe like for groups or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I saw this and I was like, oh, that's something that should be on the other side.
Yeah, I never had enough friends to visit any kind of park in like a reservation group setting. I was always either solo or like with one person.
Yeah, same. But I love how we kind of have like this obvious like backstage building back here.
Right. Like looming over the entrance.
Yeah, I love it, and it's totally 100% something that you would see. Did you do this building, or it's been so long I don't even know anymore.
You did the building. I ended up adding the railing and stuff, and like the queue in front of it. Okay. And then I had a different path texture, and then you came back and like switched it up just a little bit, but I do like it much better. Yeah. The way that it looks now than the way that I left it.
Yeah, I think before it had this texture, which I left here because I liked it there, but I think it just, to break it up a little bit more.
Yeah, no, it looks good.
Yeah, and then we have like
I think the only thing I physically added to the building structure was the awning to the left and the fencing gate that takes you to the backstage.
Yeah. Which
is made out of like 500 gutters.
Oh my gosh. I know. When I asked you how you did those and then you said gutters, I was like, oh, like I can totally 100% see it now. I mean, I can't tell it's gutters, obviously, but like, yeah, I would never have thought to do that. And that's like all gutters for the most part, right?
Yeah, it's completely made out of gutters.
I love it. It's so cool. Yeah, so I really love the vibe of this entry plaza, and we have a lot of that very, very Southern Californian, but almost like resort like landscaping, I would think. It's not really anything that like I have been doing like in Balboa, or anything that we would have done in like Pelosa. It's very much like resorty, right?
Yes. Yeah, and the idea here is that your annual landscaping budget is always going to go to your entrance area.
Mm-hmm.
So even though this does carry on into the inside of the entrance,
mm-hmm.
you can see it slowly starts to kind of fizzle out.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as heavy throughout. The park is how we've done it right here
mm-hmm.
at the entrance.
Yeah, and I think like, and you'll see once we get in there, but when we started, it was very lush all throughout the park. And I think
it was too much.
Yeah, and we've kind of just dumbed it down. Like, it's still really pretty, but it's more greenery, which is, I would think, a lot easier to maintain than mm-hmm. just a bunch of like these flowers and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you see color, just understand that is very, very expensive.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
From somebody who handles a landscape budget monthly,
I'm sure.
in their big boy job, I can promise you it is very, very expensive.
The IRL job.
Can't wait until I can retire or like be famous.
There you go. I mean, I feel like being famous will come first, so let's just keep striving for that.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Me and you were just like in a penthouse in like Southern California, just living the life.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And it'll be because of these videos.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because there's such a large audience with
uh-huh.
Planet Zoo.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we have the most subscribers out of any other Planet Zoo person, so.
Duh.
Let's go through the center because we are VIPs.
Duh.
Yeah.
We don't need anybody to collect our ticket. We collect our own ticket.
Yeah. We made the damn park. So I don't think we've said the name of the park yet, right?
We have not. Here it is.
Okay, Twin Palms.
Twin Palms. Absolutely love this sign that you've made.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, okay. So I think for a while, this was just, there was nothing here. It was kind of just like this big plaza. And we had this stuff in the back over here, which we'll look at in a few. But there was some kind of movement that needed to be there.
Yes.
And the thing about this park.
That's a really good way to put it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out what it was. I mean, it looked beautiful before, but
mm-hmm.
I couldn't figure out what it was that wasn't right.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it. It needed some kind of movement.
Yeah, and the thing that's difficult about building this kind of park in Planet Zoo is that, there's not any vendor carts, there's not any mascots walking around. It's difficult to have that movement. So, and then, since it's like a marine park, it just seemed, like obvious to add some kind of water fountain.
Yeah, of course.
And
you're clearly the more artistically driven one than me. Like, I could not have made these little dolphins out of the rod pieces from the Australian DLC.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, I'm not saying I wasn't agreeing with you, but I think that you could if you...
You're like, so you agree? You think I'm more artistic? And I'm like, yeah.
No, this was literally after messing around with like so many different variations of like fountains, and I was like, this just looks too much. It just looks like this wouldn't actually be in a park. But this final version is very simplified, and I was like, how can we make it seem like it's some kind of like abstract metal sculpture that you would find like in the 90s. It looks very 90s to me.
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah.
And I don't think you sent me any of the like first round iterations of your fountain. This is the only one I've seen, and as soon as I saw it, I'm like, oh, this is it. Like, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And we may end up changing the text later on.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, like, the dolphins, I feel like really are what kind of, they obviously stick out the most, but
mm-hmm.
I feel like it's what kind of pulls your eye in.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, I definitely wanted to add dolphins because I know that that's something that we, one day will want to add.
Mm-hmm.
It would be great if we can have actual dolphins, but not really going to hold my breath for that one.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah. And
I'll be doing this solo.
Oh God. Yeah. And I mean, I guess when we talk about like that too, we're gonna plan on like doing like some stadium shows and stuff like that, I would think, right?
Yeah. But one thing, like, as a viewer, like, you have to understand almost this entire park is going to be implied exhibits unless we get some kind of aquatic DLC.
Yeah.
and it may just be that they're implied at first, and then an aquatic DLC comes out a year from now, and we go back and start to kind of touch these exhibits again.
Yeah, I will say though that I have seen some things floating around literally only on Bro Nation because I don't look on anything else. Of like, I guess their database, they've changed something with water or something, like how the water works in the game. So a lot of people think that the next one is going to be a marine DLC.
Interesting.
Yeah, but we shall see. So should we go back here or should we go around over here?
Let's start at the left.
Okay.
And then we'll make our way to the right.
Now a lot of these buildings are you.
Yeah. So this whole little cluster with the blue, the salmon color, and the yellow building, I made as a blueprint. Immediately after you sent me the entrance, I was like, okay, I need to, like, you had my creative juices flowing. I'm like, this is like, I need to work right now, and this is what I came up with.
Well, and it's like so spot on to what we kind of wanted to do.
Yeah, I found this one. It's like a little nook and cranny area of SeaWorld San Diego, and this building actually exists. You really mostly on the other side. I took some creative liberties on this side, but the back side of this building is a direct replica of like an area that I found in the San Diego Zoo.
It's SeaWorld San Diego.
Yes, that. Sorry,
it's okay.
That part.
Yes.
But yeah, so this would Sublime Sweets is like a little like a candy shop where they would have like candy
sweets that are sublime,
like bagels and like shit like that.
Yeah.
So, and then you have some restrooms on the other side. I figured like the park is closed right now, so I made these little like gates that you pull down.
Yes.
Otherwise these wouldn't have doors when the park is open. It's just open. Like air can flow like freely through there.
Yeah, and it's great because we didn't have to make an interior.
Yeah, that was pretty much the reason behind it.
Yeah. So I mean, we're gonna have the park closed for most of the time. So there we go.
Yeah. So this is the this side of the building is what I found in SeaWorld San Diego.
Yeah.
With like the restrooms and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, I put the I think it was Moblung who did the signs there. But yeah, I put one there. There's like, I mean, I wouldn't consider this an interior in here just because
I haven't even
like
seen this. Oh my gosh, this is nice.
Yeah, it's like uber basic. But
oh shoot, a little skylight.
Yeah, I love the skylight.
Yeah.
It brings in like a really cool light effect when there's like a certain time on the day. But yeah, that's the end.
Looks great.
Thanks, man.
Cool. Then this is just like a bunch of like backstage thingies.
Yes. So what this would end up being, there's a building on the other side that we're not going to look at today.
Okay.
But this is basically going to be like a large lot that is used for backstage. Some associate parking can be back there. But the reason there's that large gate there is I was thinking this is where, like, you'll notice some golf carts inside of the park. This is where they would drive those through to like park them after the park closes and stuff.
Cool. Nice. And then are these like, these are actual wall pieces, right? These are new.
I think. So I think those came with the
Australia?
I think they did.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Cool. I haven't used those yet.
They just kind of look like corrugated steel.
Yeah,
or something.
I dig it. Cool. And then I just randomly put these tables together.
I love these though.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of close up, like if you when they're this close, just squint, and then when they're this far away, you can be like, oh, those are nice.
Exactly.
Because
they're perfect though.
Yeah, the in-game ones, they weren't working for me aesthetically. They were so like, I don't know why they don't have a table like this,
like a fiberglass looking table.
Yeah,
right?
it's so freaking basic. Like, why wouldn't they have this?
Yeah. Because what did we have here before? Like the black iron looking ones?
And they're kind of like ornate a little bit.
Yeah, I was going to say they're beautiful, but they're too ornate for what we were going for.
Yeah. Just something like super generic, super like, not outdated, but just generic. Yeah. Like very generic.
Yeah, I mean, this is like early 2000s.
Yeah.
For sure.
For sure.
Plot twist, this gift shop is based on a Goodwill that's close by my house.
Yes.
I was literally driving home from work one day and I was like, love, snapped a picture of it and then came home and like created it.
I love it. Yeah, it totally fits the aesthetic though. Like,
oh yeah,
it looks great. It'd be cool to like maybe get like a marquee or not a marquee, but like a sign one day.
Yeah, we haven't named the gift shop yet.
Yeah.
So if anybody has like some suggestions for the name,
yes,
throw it down in the comments. And then we'll recruit Ricey to make a sign for it.
Yes.
Because that's what everybody does these days, right? Her I-9 is going to be lit for 2020.
Oh, did I not sync these down all the way? Whoops. Is that how they're supposed to be? I don't know.
No, I think they go down a little further, but it's fine.
My bad.
So I was like, you are fired. So this is going to be the big gift shop where they, most of the merchandise that you can purchase from the park would be in here. And it may have like a very, very small like bistro type thing on the inside. I haven't decided if I'm going to do an interior for this yet or not.
Yeah.
If so, we'll definitely do it in a much later episode.
Yeah.
I'm kind of done with this whole area up front now because we've been looking at it for so long.
Dude, yeah. I mean, honestly, I think that we worked on this for a while and then we kind of like actually took a break from it for a while too. And just recently came back.
Yeah, even this area that we're looking at did not look like this 3 weeks ago.
No, I mean, when I was adding more like just things to add a little bit more life, adding these awnings these coverings was one of those things because we just needed something. Especially because everything is a little bit very geometric and stuff, and so we needed something with a little bit more of like an organic shape.
Just to kind of break it up a little bit.
Yeah, and these are like, I mean, these are super simple. Like you can place them like anywhere.
Yeah, I noticed we pulled them from something that we'll look at in further episodes. And I was pleasantly surprised at how well it interacted with everything that we already had up here.
So something that is at the SeaWorld San Diego is...
the San Diego Zoo.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Something that's in the SeaWorld San Diego is kind of right when you enter, they have these tide pools, and they're really cool, or like these little touch pools. And they're super cool, but they're very like themed to look like coral, like just big fake looking coral.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I wanted to say when I saw them, they were made out of like that fiberglass looking like rock, and it looked super cool, but I tried to even come close to it. It was an epic fail. It's really hard to recreate. So I mean, I honestly just like took a segment off of the the entrance building that I did and just made these little like coverings, and then these like walls for the tanks are very, totally kind of dated looking, but something that you would 100% see in one of these like marine parks. It looks great. And carrying the awnings over here too makes it all look great too.
Yeah, it just kind of adds a little bit more flow, rather than just like all of these sharp edges.
I mean, I've only been to California like twice, I think.
Yeah.
But both times we're at the airport, so I mean, it's like you need shade, like a lot of shade.
Oh, for sure.
And that was one thing that I was kind of lacking in everything that I touched in the entrance, is I wasn't creating enough like shaded areas. I would say like maybe in like 99, 2000, they budgeted for like a major renovation on their entrance area, and it was new awnings for the touch pool or touch pools, and then the main ticket entrance. Yep. Which is why they look exactly the same.
Yep. Totally. Yeah, so it's very it all definitely looks the same, but still very, it looks very uniform with each other, but dated, and I dig that. And that's something that I love seeing in like kind of like older parks like this, is you just kind of see the evolution of like the design that happened and things that they decided to keep, and then things that they just decided to add. And you can definitely tell that here they just added a bunch of stuff on top of what was already there. These buildings were like totally and I love them.
You told me that we needed a stroller rental building. So I did that. And then I think you branched off. I think you took a section of it and created this guest services building. Right? Or did I? Honestly, I can't remember. I'm the worst.
Oh God, I don't know.
I can't remember. We're freaking geniuses, so one of us made it. You're welcome.
I honestly, I think you did both of them, and I think I did the locker building over there.
I know for sure you did the lockers.
Yeah.
So yeah, we needed a guest services building, and we also needed a stroller rental. So it was ideal to put these at the very front of the park.
Yes.
And we kind of wanted to just carry over that look of the ticket buildings on the outside.
Mm-hmm. And very much sticking with that same color scheme with those 3 colors, which I love.
Yep. So the stroller rental was actually probably one of my favorite buildings that I did in the entrance area. It
looks so good. I love this building.
Who is he huffing and puffing?
You know what? Yeah, it's now. Like he quit, but he's not leaving. Or she.
Okay, so leave, sir.
Yeah.
Honestly, we probably fucked up. There's no paths under here, probably. She's probably standing on the only piece of path. But yes, and I know this sounds so lame, but I think one of my favorite little details on these buildings would be like the floodlights that are up there on the sides of the building.
Oh yeah, that and the gutters. Oh wait, I think you added it on this one, and you did on a lot of the other buildings. But these gutters are so cool.
Oh yeah.
So freaking cool.
I think that's the only thing I've ever done that actually caught Rubel's attention, where he's like, wait a minute. Because he loves those like details and stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Well, and it's a good day if you catch his attention because he's awesome.
Accurate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I tried to keep it, that like 90s, early 2000s jank.
Mm-hmm.
Through some like really cheap ass looking awnings over the windows.
I love it.
Things like that, but. The only thing I could say is I may have made this building too big. Who knows? But there's actually a return section on the left of it.
Mm-hmm.
So if at the end of the day you can return your strollers over here, or if you have some that are like damaged, that would be like the little workroom and stuff.
I love that. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's too big. I think that it can also be like a lost and found and other things like that.
Yeah.
You can even probably have like first aid or something in there too.
Mm-hmm. Like a large family restroom as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. For sure.
Yeah, something like that.
For sure.
And then you made these beautiful lockers. I love these.
This was... I think I remember like telling you that I was having so much trouble, and it's such a freaking like basic building, but like I don't know why I was having so much trouble. But yeah,
there's genius in simplicity, and sometimes doing something like this is much harder than something that's like uber detailed. You know what I mean? Because it's like it has to, all the pieces have to be in the right spot for it to for you to pull off that jankiness.
Mm-hmm. Well, and a lot of the times, if you're making a more like detailed oriented, like super ornate building, you could cover it up with a lot of those details. But with this one, it's like you have to almost be like mathematical about it. Like,
yep.
And yeah, and this is, I mean, I feel like a lot of these buildings over here, like this really shows off like what you're like super good at in this game. And I am not, but I feel like I am getting better with this style. But yeah, these are just like,
I think so.
Yeah, thank you. These were just like super jank looking locker room. These lockers are by someone else, and I will put that name somewhere else.
We are the worst.
Yeah, we will make, because I know for Balboa we have a workshop list, so we'll do that for Twin Palms as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but this just kind of wraps around in there. I don't feel like I need to walk in there, but just wraps around.
Yeah, and if you're a real stan, then make yourself known in the comments if these are yours. We will pin your comment.
Oh my gosh, yes, please. Honestly, Tiny Frozen Balls have made a appearance in this park. I did give them a rebrand though. They're a little bit more classy looking. This is a cart that like you made, and I kind of like changed some stuff on it.
Yeah, so I had like a while back, I think I was initially making these for Pelosa.
Yeah.
And we may use them in the future, but we just haven't yet. And I'm like, they would be perfect in Twin Palms.
Oh, for sure. And I can already tell you that I have already like spammed a lot of these in Balboa as well. They work everywhere.
Perfect.
They totally work everywhere. Shall we go to this restaurant?
I think we should. I love this restaurant. Do you hear me?
it was one of those things, like, do you ever build something in the game and, like, before you build it, you're just like, I don't want to commit to making something like this because it's going to take forever.
Absolutely.
But then
I don't. Here's the thing. Let me make this clear. I don't envy you for making this building, but I'm super glad that you did.
Yeah, it's like it took a long time because it's so. I mean, it's what anytime you're gonna build a round building, my God, and then like add and then be crazy enough to add like an interior.
That and you did the. I think what makes my head hurt the most is this like metal, what I guess would be metal or wood, like awning that wraps around the building.
Yeah, probably metal.
That's made from gutters.
Yeah. Oh my God. This is funny because this whole building is inspired by a building that's in Legoland in San Diego.
Yes, it is.
And actually, you know, a lot of the, I guess, layout of, or I guess elevation changes of what we've done in this park are kind of inspired by that park as well, surprisingly.
Yeah, especially what we're going to look at in episode 2.
Yes.
That where it starts to descend into our first exhibit is a definite rip from like Legoland.
100%.
And I love the shadows that cast on the building from like the trellis that surround it.
So awesome. I love the way that the lighting works in this game, and anytime that you can kind of, you know, build something to play with that lighting, like definitely do it. Like,
it can take some finessing, but if you get it right, it can make all the difference in the world.
Yeah. This is my attempt at making a custom logo.
Ricey's canceled.
No, this needs to be canceled one day. It would be nice if something else was made, but for now, it works.
I'm starving. Let's go inside.
Okay, let's go in.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Yeah. So this is Clearwater Café. Very 90s. Super 90s.
Oh yeah.
This obviously has not been renovated in a long while.
Hell no. And it never will be because it's perfect.
You know what? I mean, this would make me sad if they did renovate something like this. And that's what makes me sad in a lot of real life situations is there's like all of these, you know, whether it's like a mall that you grew up with or a theme park that you grew up in, and it's like they're finally deciding to change everything, and it's sad. So this is where you would walk through. You would grab I guess things that you wanted to drink if you wanted like it from there instead of the soda fountain.
Like pressed juices and,
and then fruit
and stuff. Like
packaged fruit. I would think this is the best I can do.
Come get a whole watermelon.
I have seen this done like in such a better way than how I have done it, but this is what you're going to get when I make it.
Whatever, it looks great.
Cool. And then you grab your tray.
The trays were probably my favorite.
Yeah.
I actually had to like break it apart and be like, how did he do this?
I am very proud of
this.
Basic. I'm very proud of the trays, okay? I will say
but I would have never thought about that.
Yeah. Well, I will say that all of the stuff in the back is not me. I forgot.
The kitchenette area. The kitchenette.
Yeah,
assets.
like the actual kitchen appliance pieces are not me. It's someone else, and I will link that.
Damn, they did that though.
They totally did, and it's so cool because it's like you can use that anywhere. Like it can go anywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So super props to them, and also like it's the scale on it is so perfect. Like it's not too big and it's not too small. So. And then these, I imagine these being like, there's like a heat lamp that's keeping like the food
some
warm.
Old like soggy fries.
Yeah, some fries, and then like, you know, this is where you can pick up like a burger that's already made and stuff.
Salad that's been sitting under heat lamps.
Ooh, yes. Yes. I was just going to say that, but didn't know if that was a thing that everyone related with.
Nope, it is, because theme parks hate us and they give us hot salads that have been sitting under heat lamps. So,
you know, we love some wilted romaine.
Probably because we still eat that shit. They're like, just throw it out here under the heat lamps. They'll eat it.
So true. So this is, I mean, you would bring your tray here and just kind of grab whatever you wanted, and then at the end you pay for it. And then we have this awesome custom menu. Again, I don't remember who it's by, but I will find it and I will link it.
I swear to God, these will all be in the comments or in the description.
Yeah. I have a feeling. No, I don't even want to say who it's by because then I might be wrong and then I won't be able to know. So it's okay. So we go over here. We then take a sharp right.
Please tell me this is intended to be like a plastic fake plant.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
These are not real. Please.
They're like faded because they've been like the sun's been beating on them for like 25 years.
Oh yeah, and if I could have made the leaves like teal, I would have.
Hell yeah.
I
love this.
Yeah, and then you would just go over here. You make your final selection.
Did you just add this?
No, these have been there for a little bit.
Oh, I guess I've never seen the backside of this little island kiosk.
Yeah, these. I didn't add them at the when I initially made it, but I did add these a while ago.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, you can just make your little final selection of whole fruits. And then
they're like, come get a whole freaking tag of bananas.
Hey, we're working with what we have, which is not a lot. Yeah, and then
true.
you just get you just pay here, and then I would imagine that after you pay is when you get your drink, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, for sure. I would think they just give you the cup.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So that's that, and all of this stuff screams like 90s, like.
Yeah, what we're looking at specifically right now with that like wave looking wall with the big circles on it, like absolutely. And those circles would be like traced in like a neon light.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. This really takes me there.
Yes, and I can say proudly that I did not look at references for this.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I kind of just like did it.
I could never.
I was really channeling my inner 90s child.
I'm living for it, so.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff was references, but this specifically.
Did you make the drink fountain?
So this drinking fountain is from the same set as these kitchen things over here, but I will say that it was a lot bigger, and so I took off it was like three of these there was like 6 dispensers before. And I just took that off because it seemed too big.
Yeah.
For what we wanted.
It's a very clever use of that hanging bandit sign.
Oh my god, I know. Yeah, I would never have thought.
Me neither. Yeah. No, never. I'm like that. My mind just doesn't connect like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, awesome job to whoever did that.
Right? Yeah. And then we just used
Remnant forgot to look up.
Yeah. Whoops. Sorry. Yeah, and then we kind of. I love using these lights that I used like a long time ago in Pelosa.
Those track lights are awesome.
Yeah, they're so simple. So putting these everywhere, and then these little I guess they almost look like I don't know what these would be. I don't know if these would be like a wood. These wouldn't be a wood texture. They would be like glass or something, like blown glass.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Also love that you integrated the like a skylight in here as well.
Yeah,
it brings in like it's kind of like what you were saying before, playing with the lighting that's in game, because the interior of this could look totally different if there weren't any natural light coming through.
Yeah, and it did, because at first I was just going to kind of have like these little architectural details, and then it was lacking just light. So yeah, I'm glad that kind of like worked out.
Yeah, it looks awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you. And then you just go out here, and you can either choose to sit at these tables. Should we show the other side? We won't look at what it overlooks, but I guess we can go over here, right?
Yeah, I think we can sneak into it a little bit.
So I didn't change these tables yet. I don't know if I'm going to. This is what we had like all over the park before with the tables, but I would like some functional ones.
Yeah, maybe we'll keep these since they're kind of hidden. They're kind of off in the cut a little bit.
Yeah. So we have like this whole area, and you'll see in the next episode there's like a really cool area to look over as you eat. But we're going to keep that under wraps right now. And you kind of like retrofitted some stuff and made these, right?
Yeah, I took apart your the area up front that connects with I think it's by the drink fountain somewhere.
Okay.
But made them like standalone trash cans.
Yeah, I think that those are perfect. That's something you would definitely see.
Yeah.
I think something else that would be cool to put out here, like with this same aesthetic, would be something that has like maybe like ketchup and mustard packets and stuff in there.
Yeah, for sure. And maybe I might even, one of us can go back and add like maybe a spot on one of the thicker yellow portions of the trash area, like a spot to put your trays, or
yes,
maybe we can stack some trays there or something.
Yeah, that's something that we'll definitely do. And then you added like these trees and stuff, which I wasn't even thinking of doing, but it totally works.
Yeah, before there was, I think you had like the smallest size of the cypress trees that we have, which look great. I like them.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to play off of, like I wanted to almost look like it was growing into the trellis a little bit, because the cypress were a little too short.
Yeah.
But I liked these because it started to kind of get to the same height as the trellis. And I was initially going to try to use the ivy to make it look like it was like the tree was growing onto it, but the colors of that versus these little gum trees is different, so
yeah,
I wasn't able to do that. Can we talk about these little lampposts?
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes, talk about them.
How many freaking pieces are those? I forget. They're like almost 300.
Are they? Okay, 217.
217 for a freaking light post.
Does it emit light? Now. Yes. Dude, that's awesome.
So we use them in a walkway area, and it looks kind of cool at night. That we'll see in the next episode.
Yes.
But it very lightly illuminates the path. Just the path, which is exactly what I wanted it to do. I didn't want it to be like a bright white light that is like blinding for you to walk up to.
Yeah, so it's just to kind of guide you, like let you know where you're going. Yeah, and then I mean I'm not going to show anything over there, but you can kind of see that it does go down. We're making things very hard for ourselves and challenging, and adding a bunch of different elevation changes, but it really is worth it. Like you'll see in the next episode, like it's totally worth it, and it looks like amazing.
Yeah, apparently we're masochists because we love to torture ourselves.
I feel like we just automatically kind of make decisions like that because we know that it's gonna look good, like it's gonna like pay off visually, and it's just, I don't know. And it's almost like once you like commit to those kind of elevation changes and stuff like that, like it almost makes designing around it easier, because that's already a huge part of the design in itself, is just those changes.
A lot can be forgiven landscaping wise and building wise when you have those elevation changes. So it's just as important to integrate those as it is to spend 2 or 3 hours on a building.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah. And
especially because we'll also see in the next episode, there's a view when you're looking back towards this way.
Yes.
Where you really see the depth of the elevation changes, and it's such a great view.
I almost like that view better than the view that's set up by looking down at it. We're kind of done. Oh, talk about this arbor, because this looks super simple, but it's not.
It's not. Just one of the freaking like slats on top is like several hundred pieces. It's those the smallest bracket piece, because I needed to make it have a beveled edge, and it's like that on each side.
Oh my god.
It was such a pain.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't even know like how many pieces that whole thing is.
Shall we see?
It's a lot.
Shall we look?
It's in the thousands. I do remember that. 2,200.
That's what it says.
That's insane.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, like 1,700 of that is like the slats on top of it, for sure.
I think I was trying to duplicate something from this arbor that you made, and actually I think I put it in Balboa for like a future thing that we're doing.
Yeah. It looks so good where you put it too. I love it.
Thanks, but I was like so surprised at how many pieces there were. I was like, oh wow.
And this thing is a pain in the ass to move. Or like I remember when I initially made it, because those little brackets are so small that it's hard to click. Like when you click on the one that you think you're clicking on like 3 little brackets over.
Yeah.
So it was like the first iteration of this, it had too many of the slats on it, and I had to take some of them off. So when I took some of them off, then I had to recenter it, and oh my god, I never I wouldn't wish that on Donald Trump. So.
Oh wow! Oh, that's saying a lot.
So I put these little outlets on here because I thought maybe on like busier days, they would have people here standing to like collect tickets as well.
Yeah.
Or maybe like some kind of like if you're I don't even know. Like maybe there will be some kind of like plug-in monitors or something that they can put up here eventually.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's totally true. And I think that's just something that you see anyways. Yeah.
Or I mean, you may need it for like leaf blowers or electric shit.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then here's like a little like before you enter picnic area, which I thought was cool. Something I wanted to add.
Yeah. You beat your grandparents to the entrance because they're slow, so you sit here and you wait for them.
Yes,
you guys got separated when you parked.
Yeah, or if you're like me and you have very Asian grandparents who refuse to buy food in the park and you have to eat outside the park.
That part. They make peanut butter and jellies, and you go out to the car and get them and you eat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely why I wanted to add this. I'm like, I spent a lot of time at these outside of any park. But yeah, so this is like, I mean, we're not going to show like a bunch of this, but I love like this little backstage area that you put together. It looks awesome.
Yeah, and I love the view that you get of the reservation building and that blue backstage building. Yeah,
it clashes, but it works. It totally works for what we're going for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those those ladders are from
I think it's Vigoga.
Yeah, it is. Vigoga. It is. I just never know how to say his name, so I don't. But very 100% like such a talented builder. He's so good.
Oh yes, by far one of my favorite assets to come out of the Australian DLC.
For sure. He made those really cool the big sentry plants too.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
They look so good.
And a lot of these plants that we've used are from Thrive and Mealy, and I think we have some duct tape forum ones in here too.
There's a lot of really talented people who have made great foliage packages
for
this game. We had some great ones for Planet Coaster too, but
yeah,
these are just like next level.
Yeah,
I mean, they're perfect.
Well, and I think just because the actual in-game foliage for Planet Zoo is just so great already on its own that it's like, I'm not going to say it's easy because I'm not able to create anything like that, but there's so many more things that you can create with the foliage we have that people just make crazy things and it looks amazing. Yeah, well, okay. I think that we showed everything that we wanted to show for episode 1, right?
Yeah. I mean, we'll start to dive in more to like some actual exhibits in the next episode.
Yes.
So we knew this first one was pretty much just going to be that entrance area with the gift shops and necessary buildings and all of that stuff. So
this episode is really kind of just to talk about what we're doing and yeah, just to show off this entrance area, which is always, it's not like, I think that this entrance area is like gorgeous, but it's never like the most exciting part of the park. So be sure please to subscribe to jAsh because we're going to switch off on we're going to switch off on whose channel it's going to be on with each episode. Please be sure to subscribe to him for episode 2. Not quite sure when that's going to be out, but I imagine it not taking too long because we've already gotten a lot of stuff done.
But yeah, overall, I mean, I would say it's about 80 to 85% complete.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's gonna look awesome. So if you guys enjoyed it, please let us know what you guys think in the comments. This is something very different than I think either of us have done before. So
honestly, I don't really know anybody who has done something like this in Planet Zoo with the intentions we're doing.
Very true.
I mean, you won't see tigers here. You won't see zebras. You won't see any of that. I mean, the only in-game species that I can think we would use would probably be the flamingos, the alligators, maybe the gharials,
the polar bears.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Unless we just get like a massive expansion DLC or something. So.
Yeah. Definitely. So yeah, please let us know what you guys think. If you guys have like any ideas or like if there's really cool links to some like animals made of art shapes that we can use, like let us know.
We're totes open to suggestions.
Yeah, and if you dig these kind of parks, you don't see a lot of these like marine parks in Planet Zoo. Like let us know like if you dig these in real life, because I know like I love going to these kind of parks.
There was one actually in Panama City that was very similar to this. I want to say it was like Marine Land or Marine World or something. But it was like a really, really tiny, just a marine park, and it was so cool. And I remember I was always so interested in that versus going like to a zoo.
Same. So yeah, well, thank you guys so much for watching. And again, be sure to subscribe to jAsh. And we will see you very soon. Have a good day.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Ew.
You weirdo.
Have a good day.
You're such a creep. You're like, bye, guys. See you in your dreams.
I mean, let it be known that that's not how I say goodbye to people in real life. So it's not as creepy, but
sure. I mean, the last time you were at my house, that's literally how you said bye, and it was uber creepy.
Yeah.
You've literally never been to my house.
I was just standing on the outside of it. Actually, you didn't invite me in.
You were like fogging up the windows on my front door, just breathing on them.
I was like looking in with my hands cuffed around my eyes.
Oh my god, that's so creepy.
No.
Side note: what is Arthur?
He's an aardvark.
Oh.
I thought that was a common thing that everyone knew. Arthur the aardvark.
Sure.